which is coordinated by our student fellow Sriram and Nandana. And so all of you are requested to attend the quiz via Google Forms. The link of the quiz will be shared in the chat window in the last part of the webinar session, and the link will be activated after the vote of thanks. So please, all of you are requested to attend the quiz, and the fast and the accurate answers will be awarded the cash prize of thanks, and second and third prize winners will get a certificate from Ul Spacecraft. So please remember the instructions. Please turn off your mic, and please don't share your screen. Use the chat window in a good way, and please be bothered about the quiz, and please try to attend the quiz. Now I have my friend Sriram with me for giving you more instructions and give an introduction about the webinar session. So let me welcome my friend, our student fellow Sriram. Sriram, are you there?
Yes, sir, Nata, I am here.
Okay, please give the more instructions, and you can announce the last week's winners.
Okay, sure. Okay, Nata, is it good to go?
Yes, Sriram. Now it's 2:54. You can announce the quiz winners, and you can give more instructions also.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon to all. Before moving to the formal introduction of today's program, I would like to announce the results of the Ul Space Quiz 29th, which has been held after the last webinar. The third position is grabbed by a 8th grade student from GGHSS Cotton Hill, and she is MS Kalaveni. The one who reached at the second position is once again, as like the previous webinar, his Eldo Samvarghese, a +1 student at GVHSS Madapalli. And finally, the first prize holder, the cash prize winner sponsored by the Cinder by Nature, is another 8th grade student at GVHSS Koilandi, and she is Krishnendu TN. Hearty congratulations to all winners and the participants. Well done, folks. Today also we have a webinar quiz. The quiz link will be posted at the end of the session via chat box, and it will be more general questions, so be prepared for that. It will be only activated after the vote of thanks is over. The fastest and accurate answers by yours will be crowned, and a special surprising invitation is waiting for you. So be ready, and best wishes from the side of Ul Space Club. So that's about the results of the past webinar quiz. And Vernata, can you repeat the instructions once again?
Yeah, sure, Sriram. Let me repeat the instructions, which I already announced once, and there are a few more new participants in the meet. So I would like to repeat the instructions once more for our new participants and newly joined participants. All of you are requested to switch off your mic throughout the meet. Otherwise, it will be an interruption to all participants to hear from the speaker and from other eminent personalities present in the meet. So please try to switch off your mic, and please don't try to share your screen. Please don't try to share your screen, and use the chat window in a good way. The chat window is for typing the questions for the question and sessions. You can ask your doubts by typing your questions in the chat window, and our student coordinators will select your questions from the chat window, and we will include it in the question and session. And one more instruction is you can pin the presentation screen of our speaker throughout the meet. Otherwise, you may lose the presentation. So please try to pin the presentation screen of our speaker when he starts presenting his screen. So please try to do that. And once more, please turn off your mic, and please use the chat window in a good way, and please don't try to share your screen. And please try to attend the Ul Space quiz, which is going to be done after this webinar session. The link will be activated after the vote of thanks, and the link will be shared in the chat window. And that's all about the instructions. And once more, the Cosmos members are requested to mark their attendance in the chat window. In the Cosmos group. All of you, please mark your attendance in the Cosmos group. It's to Cosmos group members. And all student coordinators are requested to do all things as we already discussed. So, Sriram, is it okay?
Okay, Varnata, okay. I will repeat the major instructions once again at sharp 3 p.m. For the correct procedures, and we can wait till that. Within 1 minute, we can formally start the webinar.
Yes, I will repeat it once more. All students, especially the Cosmos group members, are requested to switch on your camera. So it will be more beneficial to all of you. And switch on your camera, and please try to be an active participant in the meet. So have a good session to all of you, and try to gather more and more knowledge from this session, which is going to be conducted by Ul Spacecraft. And we are now on our 30th session, and we started on 23rd May, and we have conducted several webinar sessions, which was handled by the national level experts. Today also we have an eminent person who is my eminent person. So let's listen to him on an interesting topic and important topic in this society.
Okay, Varnata. As I mentioned, I like to repeat the major instructions regarding to the webinar for the sake of newly joined participants after Varnata told. Switch off your mics and cameras unless you have to express something to us or till we invite you. And most predominantly, even if you rejoin after leaving the meet, don't press the present screen button, because if you do so, there's a possibility of losing the presentation of the speaker temporarily. And we wish you to pin the presentation screen of the speaker by tapping it from the people list, so it will be easy for you to see the slides of our speakers. And the chat box is only for asking your questions for the Q&A session. And all kind of discussions using chat box are strictly prohibited due to the decision made by the webinar committee. Discussion can be done in our WhatsApp group called Cosmos. If you are interested in that, please DM to Varnatan. He will provide his number in the chat box soon. So these are the informations and instructions related to the today's webinar. Shajja sir, can I move to the formal introduction? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Once again, a warm good afternoon to all of you. Thanks to Varnatan for providing the instructions. I cordially invite all the veteran scientists, teachers, UL Space Club organizers, students, and all other participants to the 13th session of UL Space Club's webinar series. We, the UL Space Club, is a foundation under the umbrella of Uralungal Labour Cooperative Society, stands for enriching and flourishing the scientific aptitude of students, especially in space field. Within a short time span of 3 years, we conducted many great offline events before the COVID. And exactly in May 2020, in the context of the pandemic era, we began this new journey called the webinar series. And it's going incredibly well for the past 7 months. Today, in the 30th session, we have Padmashri M. Chandradathan sir as the lead speaker on the topic Science and Technology for Society. A visionary scientist who is also known as the father of Indian space program, the Vikram Sarabhai once said, there are some who questions the relevance of space activities in a developing nation like India. To us, there is no ambiguity of purpose. We do not have the fantasy of competing with the economically advanced nations in the exploration of the moon or the planets or manned space flight. But we are convinced that if we are to play a meaningful role nationally and in the community of nations, we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of man and society. Yes, not only for the space science, but for all scientific activities. The paramount goal is be responsible and useful for the nation and entire society. In fact, there was a special webinar on 14th November this year on the topic Chacha Nehru and his role in development of science in India. Three students, including Varanatan and two fourth grade students from Tamil Nadu and Kerala, put their work on this topic in the same platform. Those who are enthusiastic to watch that, you can go and check our YouTube channel entitled as UL Space Club after the session is over. What I was meant to say or intended to convey is this topic is very, very relevant. The history of sapiens has a lot to say, but the major part is this: the evolution and revolution had accelerated after the wheels of science fired up. And we are in the 21st century, in the era of technology, which is undoubtedly developing in every moment. Superstitions and kind of things are making hindrance nowadays too. But our aspirations to build a developed, scientifically improved, technologically advanced civilization or nation is never going to diminish. And we have the scientific advisor to the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala and also the former director of one of the prestigious institutions of our nation, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC. He is the one who has the authority to lead and mentor the whole activities in science field regarding to the Kerala state. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you, sir. Namaste, Sri Chandradathan, sir. And after that, we have all core team members of the webinar committee here to give you the instructions when it's necessary. Our all-in-all Shajisa is here as the moderator of the session, and he will gonna introduce our respected speaker. Our chief mentor Iki Kutisa, the former director of ISRO, is here with us as always. The whole webinar family, including the eminent scientists all over India, will be with us in this session too. Your Space Club member, Abhiram TP, will handle the Q&A session after the talk. And the one who plays a major role in connecting us to UL, Damodaran sir, is here to express the vote of thanks after the session. Right now, this webinar is recording and you can watch it again in YouTube. So all said, good to go. As our Sarabhai said, I also believe that a person who does not have respect for time and does not have a sense of timing can only achieve little. So without any further delays, I welcome the moderator, Shajil sir, to take over the session. Welcome, sir.
Can I start? Am I audible? Good afternoon to everybody. A very happy occasion. In the sense, I love to be with the children, always. First of all, let me thank my close friends, Sri Kuti, and the organizers, the Ul Space Club organizers, for arranging this program continuously for about 6-7 months without any breaking. And now you people, the participants of this program, have become expert in a lot of fields of science. Your expertise may be much higher than mine because you have listened to a lot of people in various fields. While looking at the screen, I was very much astonished to see Dr. Kalam also is participating. I saw his picture there in the profile. Somebody would have put Dr. Kalam because of admiration there, but great. Let me start with Dr. Kalam. I have the fortune to work with him closely for almost 10 years in Tumba. 1972 to almost 1980-82, we were working together for the initial development of SLV-3 rocket, the first satellite launch vehicle of India. I'll start with a story. Kalam sir, after going to DRDO and scientific advisor and everything, while he has become president of India, you all know. And you all would have read a lot of books written by him. But he likes to be with the children and the students, the young lots, who are always for interaction and bringing up to such a level to make our country a developed nation. That is why he has written the book Vision 2020. That has been written in somewhere in 1998. After he retired, after the presidency period was over, he used to go to various colleges for giving lecture on different subjects. On such an occasion, he went to Indian Institute of Management, IIM, Ahmedabad. 2 days he was there for giving some talk and lectures. For taking care of his comfort, a young, dynamic final year student, Srijan Pal Singh. His name is Srijan Pal Singh. He was one of the outstanding students and he was the college secretary or what you call, etc. And he has been put to take care of his, from the airport, accommodation and everything. While he left, Srijan Pal Singh has taken his number and asked, whenever I wanted to call, can I call you? Because he was ex-president, there was a lot of protocol. He agreed. Srijan Pal Singh has won the gold medal from the institute. He has become the #1. Of course, the IIM candidates get appointed very fast, in the campus with very, very lucrative remunerations, salaries and everything. But after getting his gold medal and degree, he thought he should go and meet Dr. Kalam to get the blessings. And he made an appointment and Dr. Kalam has immediately agreed for the appointment and he went to the Delhi to the ex-president's house. There is a bungalow for ex-president. He went there and met him. And after meeting and talking about his plan and told what you are going to do after this, he told, I got a selection in a company with the so-and-so salary and everything, he told. Kalam asked a question to him. See, this world has given a lot of things to you. What a abundance of facilities have been given to you for bringing you up to such a level of knowledge, physical fitness, experience and everything. And now you got so much. You got the degree from the most reputed institution of the country. You got the rank. You got a gold medal. So much. He asked a question. Have you ever thought what you have given back to the society? It's a very, very valid question. What have you given back to the society? This is a starting. The story after that, the rest of the period, rest of the next, it was in 2008. Rest of the period, 7 years, Sejan Pal Singh was with Kalam. He decided not to go for the job with a very high salary, what has been offered to him. He was a 24 hours partner to Dr. Kalam and was staying with him as a secretary or guide or companion, friend or whatever you call it, etc. And that 7 years until his death, Sejan Pal Singh was the youngster who was with Dr. Kalam. His lifestyle has been totally changed. And Sejan Pal Singh has written a book. Probably many of the people would not have read it. What can I give? The name of the book is What Can I Give to the Society? Can you see this book? This is the book. What can I give to the society? Sejan Pal Singh. Very interesting book in simple language. And many interesting habits and deeds of Dr. Kalam, which we have never read anywhere, Sejan Pal Singh has written. So the question is, what can I give? What can I give to the society? You all should remember this sentence. So that is why I am trying to connect the science and technology to the society. In the introduction, one of the boys has very rightly pointed out two names. Our first Prime Minister, Dr. Jawaharlal Nehru's name, and father of space technology in India, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Is a very good examples of connecting science and technology to the society. What after taking charge as Prime Minister, even now everybody remembers in the science and technology what Nehru has told. The poverty and hunger from our country can be eradicated only with the application of science and technology. And he has given that much importance and a free hand, absolute freedom to the scientist for development and achievement in our country. And as rightly pointed out earlier, Dr. Sarabhai also has told, we should be second to none in making use of the applications of the space technology for the comfortable life of, quality life of, for increasing the value of life of the common man, day-to-day life of the common man. So science and technology, ultimately, it is meant for the society. Any achievement by science and technology, if it is not going to give additional value or additional comfort level, additional happiness to the society, it is not worth. That is our today's theme. Now with this, let me quote again Dr. Kalam. In whatever way we talk, our days together also, Kalam's story will never go from the mind, because we people have, even Mr. Kuti also knows, that image, that humanity nature, the loving nature from him, and how he likes the people and mesmerize the people is a great thing. Kalam used to tell the children every time, you people should dream and dream and dream. Your Wings of Fire is a very common book. Dreaming when you are awake. Don't make small dreams, big dreams. Big dreams you should have it. Now let me come to the point. What do you mean by dreaming? Dreaming is a thought process. Dreaming is a thought process. Thought process happens inside the mind. When you have an aim, when we have set a goal, a desire, an ambition, you go on thinking and thinking, and with the thought process, you may try to approach near to your vision. to your goal. But if the thought process is to be powerful and effective, your mental screen should be rich with information, with knowledge. Without that, thought process will not be effective. How you make thought process leading to ideas? It is because of the information you have collected from outside, from the very childhood to the college days and everything. All these informations are just stored in the hard disk of the mind. At appropriate time, when you want to concentrate on a particular goal or a theme or a ambition, satisfying, fulfilling an ambition, you pick up these information from the screen, mental screen, and make the thought process. So for making the thought process effective and powerful, you should have a rich knowledge in your mind. That is what is doing now. Today what we are doing is that what your club is organizing for all this kind of talk is to enrich your knowledge and make your mental screen full of information. That information at appropriate time in various combinations, when you start knitting together, the thought process will become very strong and ideas will slowly come in. Ideas will be created. Like that, the creation of the ideas is called creativity. But you should not stop it there. By forming an idea, you should not stop it there. That will not do anything. Idea, once it is formed, you give it a shape. See, once you have an idea, you can write it, make in the form of a thesis or a report. It can be a drawing. In the case of a building, it can be a drawing. It can be a sketch. It may be a circuit diagram, a wiring diagram, or such kind of things are there, in the vision, in the thought process. Now, but ultimately, this idea used to be transformed to a practical system or an equipment or a machinery for making it useful to the society. Otherwise, idea, a lot of people are taking PhD. That PhD theses are all in the shelf, in the library and in the shelf. But that won't do. Whatever they have made, the new things, new ideas created should be converted or transformed to a system or a device or a product which will be useful to the mankind, to the society. That is the ultimate use of science and technology. How it happens? All things start from scientific principles. Now, in the school you study physics, chemistry, biology, the life science also, and mathematics. This you study, and from this particular scientific subjects, various principles involved in the science subjects slowly is converted to an application side with the use of engineering or technology. Then we get a particular system or a shaped things which can be used for it. See, the simple devices or etc. started like that. You simple thing, your knife itself is a device. Scissors is a device. Stitching needle is a device. Even your paper junk clip is a device. These are all come from an idea. And your button what you are putting in the shirt, the hook, even the Velcro system for sticking and removal, etc. All these kind of, the zip what we are using, the ball pen what we are using, these are all come at different occasions from the basic scientific principles, engineered to a practical system, and then made available to the society. Not only for making a practical system, it should be made available to the society at a affordable price. That is very important. You people should understand. We are all a member of the World Trade Organization, WTO now. Earlier it was not like that. Earlier, there was restrictions for importing items. Or, why the Chinese product is flourishing in our market now? Because they are cheaper. And that product cannot survive the market unless the quality is also to a minimum level. We expect a certain amount of quality for the product when we are giving some price. So these idea created in the mind is to be transformed into a practical or a product useful system, and then it is to be produced in large quantities with the technology and engineering system. There we wanted charts from scientific principles converted to the practical system by engineering and technology, transferred to an industry for producing it as cheap as possible without sacrificing the quality and value of the system, and then slowly transfer it to the society for a use. So this procedure you should understand in the mind. Whenever this is called innovation. So now I had told you about dreaming, then the thought process, the importance of the rich content of knowledge in the mental screen, and the thought process becoming effective and ideas are getting created. Created ideas are converted to a practical system which are produced in large quantities with reasonable cost for the benefit of the society. All inventions what we are seeing in the day-to-day life have made with this kind of changes. Now you all, I think in some of the schools now, Prime Minister's scheme, the tinkering lab is there. Tinkering labs are all meant for innovative ideas. Startup ideas and innovative ideas are there. Simple innovative ideas. Innovation need not be a totally new one. See, innovation can be a change, a modification of the existing system also. Anything what we use it and practice now, if we can add a bit talent to it, a bit talent and change to it for making the system more effective and efficient with a lesser cost, with a lesser manpower and fast execution, time saving, money saving. All these things, once you are putting the existing system, it becomes an innovation. I will make simple examples. The invention of wheel, chakram, that wheel is a great invention. What all things happened in our society? All vehicles, what is moving, all machines which is moving, electricity production, all these things has come originally from the concept of wheel. Now, I will make a simple thing. In my childhood, etc., when we go to railway station for taking luggages, big boxes are there, with the metal boxes. That is, we call trunk petti, or we call it, and that for taking it as a head load, there will be porters in the railway station. Nowadays, porters are almost nil. Why? However big may be the box, it has two small wheels have been attached to the bottom, and you just go on pulling it as a trolley bag. That is an innovation. That's an innovation with the existing system. And nowadays, the house painting, when you do it, the house painting, people don't use the brush. People use only rollers. They dip it on the paint liquid and then go on applying it. And one more thing is spray painting. That has become mechanized. You would have seen the video clippings of the car factory, the assembly unit, what kind of assembly automation is there in the car assembly systems going on there. All these things reduces the manpower, make the job much more comfortable by reducing or even eliminating the human labor. Plenty, if you look at the things, in our day-to-day life, you can see earth-moving equipments. Earlier, digging of a mountain or, excavation of sand from a place, or leveling of a system and the construction of a road or a multi-story building, etc., was full of manual laborers. Now we have all earth-moving equipments, material handling equipments, which make systems so smart, so fast and economic for doing the things. So this is the application side of the science and technology to the day-to-day life and to the society. Like this, when we are applying the achievements of the science and technology for the benefit of the mankind or for the benefit of the life in the society. Two things we should be very, very responsibly remembered. Number one is environmental protection of the nature. You know, Mother Earth is the only planet, our Mother Earth is the only planet in which habitat is there. Life is available. No other planet. From the available data, whatever we have gathered through satellites and everything, no other planet is having the life system. So we people should be proud and privileged to say we are a part of the Mother Earth. We are the inhabitants of the Mother Earth. But at the same time, we should be very, very careful in not disturbing or damaging the Mother Earth, the nature. Whatever is available and whatever natural resources we are enjoying in our day-to-day life, we should not abuse. Once we abuse the system, there are certain planetary boundaries. There is a word called planetary boundaries. Like a balloon. A simple example I will tell you. Once a balloon, you take it and go on blowing air to it. After some time, once it has taken its ultimate threshold value, maximum what it can withstand, after that it bursts into pieces, damaged. Similarly, the planet also has got a boundary in the sense what maximum it can tolerate, beyond which the abusing, what do you do? If it starts beyond that particular boundary, beyond the threshold level, the planet also will get spoiled. That spoiling of the planet, will come not as a simple explosion or something. It will come as symptoms. The global warming, flood, acute way of, climate changes are all the symptoms of the planet, because it is getting irritated. That we should not have. I think probably you people would have listened to lectures on the carbon pollutions, carbon neutral, what is the limit of the carbon neutral, all these things would have come. Now, once the population increases in our earth, the requirements of the people go on increasing. Food, medicine, transportation, construction, roads, rails, everything increases. So then development is becoming essential. The number of traffic, what is there to take care of the population, in whatever number of additional trains and buses we put it, everything is having rush. So that means the requirements and demands are going day by day, it is increasing. So development is essential. We have to make additional roads, additional rails, additional buildings, additional bridges, everything should come. But all such development should be sustainable development. You should understand the word sustainable development. Sustainable means when we are doing a development for the comfort, increasing the comfort level of human beings in the earth, we make use of the natural resources. It may be as rock or sand or wood or ores, metals from the ores, all these things, etc., even water, everything we make use for the developments. But the sustainable development says whatever natural resources we are making use of for the developmental activities should be in such a way that these resources should not be totally exploited all on a sudden. It should be exploited and used in a very controlled way so that those resources will be available still for the coming young generations. That is called sustainable development in principle. And also, when we are making these kind of powerful missionaries and powerful earth-moving equipments, material handling equipments, the fastest way of transportation into things. These equipments require energy. Now energy has become a big culprit. Probably there would have been some lecture on noble energies and new method other than fossil fuel. Now what we use is continuously in all automobile vehicles and for power stations and everywhere we are using petroleum products. Petroleum oils we use as the energy material. By burning petroleum we do it. That only leads all these kind of environmental damages of increasing the greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane type of gases, quantity of those gases are increasing in the atmosphere. Those gases have got a special property of holding large quantity of heat because its specific heat is very high. That is the reason the atmospheric temperature is, year by year it is increasing. Not only the atmospheric temperature, even the ocean surface temperature also is increasing. So there is an absolute requirement of controlling the use of the fossil fuel. Fossil fuel, I mean, is fuel what is getting from the petroleum. Petroleum, how it is formed? It is all underground. By hundreds and millions of years, the vegetations like plants and trees, etc., decayed one, go to the underground very deep to the earth and get compressed and decayed. And that is the way we get to the coal, petroleum, or such kind of things happens. So now there is a strict control over making use of the petroleum fossil fuels. Now people started thinking, what else we can have? These are all meant for the society. See, when we are enjoying with a lot of luxuries in your house, see, the electrical appliances are day by day increasing. You have the water heater, you have the wet grinder, you have the mixie, microwave oven, washing machine, pump for pumping the water from the borewell. All these things require the energy. Now, once we stop, there will be a cut-off, after maybe about 50 years or 100 years, people may tell no more fossil fuel. Petroleum and kerosene, petrol, diesel, etc. cannot be used. That is why electric vehicle has come with the battery operated vehicle. And I will come to that. There is one more step is gone higher. Solar energy has become the prime scientific theme for working. Lot of scientists are working on solar energy with an improved technique. Solar energy, what we are getting by the solar panel and getting etc. Even now, it is not very economic. It's not cheap. The cost is high. So now people are thinking different types of materials which can be used as the solar panels, solar cells, in which the solar energy, that photo energy, light energy can be converted into electricity. And the ultimate method is the space technology. Kalam sir, it was his ambition to do something here, and we have initiated some developmental work on that is called PowerSat. PowerSat means satellites. A constellation of series of satellites will be launched with the antenna facing to the sun. For completely like a solar panel, it will be continuously collecting, absorbing the solar energy to the system, and from that position of the satellite, that energy will be transferred through a wireless technique. With a wireless technique, it will be transferred to a ground station in the earth, and there will be an equipment called, other than, opposite to antenna, it's a retina. That retina will convert this energy to electricity. Simple, but now people, Japan, etc., they have already has got a pilot plant started, etc. In that case, this energy will never be over. Solar, because abundance of energy is boiling like in the surface of the sun. So continuously, we can have it. But technology is not that simple. Anyway, it will come. Maybe another 25, 30 or 35 years back, power satellites will become a concept. And that satellites will transfer the energy, solar energy to the earth. But there are problems like radiation hazard. And also the method by which they can be wirelessly transformed. One is laser technique, another is microwave technique. Since the radiation hazard in the ground station becomes extremely difficult, now Japan has already tried to make, islands. To have islands, in water bodies somewhere, far place, so that the radiation will not come to the inhabitants. And even for a pilot scale, Japan has tried a barge. Artificially, they made a big barge. And the retina system has been installed there and tried to put this. I just brought this to your knowledge that for non-conventional energy systems development, lot of scientific activities are going on. Even now, the electric buses are running. Electric auto rickshaw has come into the market and put it also has got disadvantages because the battery is to be charged, and there should be a charging station, and it will take some time, maybe 3 hours or 4 hours, 5 hours, etc. And the battery as such is heavy also. These overcome these problems. Now scientific principles are being again and again taken to the thought process, and new methods are coming. Now the latest one which has come is the hydrogen fuel. Fuel cell is a concept where hydrogen fuel cell. In the hydrogen fuel cell, the chemical energy converting to the electrical energy, hydrogen is an ingredient. So what we have inside the petrol tank, the vehicle will have a small hydrogen cylinder. Hydrogen gas compressed and kept as a cylinder. Okay, then you may ask from where we will get hydrogen. Hydrogen, if you wanted to plenty, see water like solar energy, another thing which will never be over in the planet Earth is water. Plenty of water, 3/4 is totally water. Water we can have it. From the water we can have hydrogen. But from the water, if you wanted to get hydrogen, that also require energy. That's not easy. For splitting up by electrolysis or any method, if you wanted to separate hydrogen from the water, it becomes difficult. But the advantage is, have you ever thought in the solar energy, there is a deficiency with the system. Solar energy is available only when we have daytime with good illumination of the sun. On a cloudy day, we will not. Very cloudy day and rainy day, solar energy efficiency will be very poor. And another thing is night you will not. Actually, most of this lighting purposes, we require the energy during night. But solar energy will not be available during night. And also if the solar energy, what we are getting from the solar cell to be made available as a storage in etc. Again, devices are required, batteries required for keeping it charged. One method is this energy of the solar energy, which during the daytime and sunny day when it is abundantly, lavishly available, we can make use that energy for the hydrogen production. Once hydrogen is produced, hydrogen can be bottled and stored. And whenever we want the energy through hydrogen fuel cells system, etc., this can be hydrogen. Stored hydrogen can be made use continuously for making energy. I just diverted from the main subject just for make you to understand the importance of the energy concept. Now, this is one area because when the advancement of the science has gone very high, the luxury has gone very high, and the comfort equipments, appliances for giving comfort also has gone very high. Now you may ask, the value and quality of human life is to be improved. That is the ultimate thing for the science and technology. When you say that there are two things I wanted to tell you. One is happiness. Another is comfort level. Happiness and comforts are totally two different things. You can think it over. What is the difference? Happiness and comfort. Comfort is physical, whereas happiness is a state of mind. It is more or less, it will be spiritual. Even with extreme comforts, extreme luxuries, you may not be mentally happy. I'll make a simple example. You are traveling in one place to another place in a most luxurious, comfortable AC car. Everything perfect, and you can't have a better costly vehicle than you. But the travel for what? You are traveling to attend a funeral of your close relative. Will you be happy in that travel in spite of all these physical comfort? You will not be. So happiness and the comforts are all two different things. All these scientific things, what we are going to make the achievements are all for comfort level increasing. But lastly, when I will touch with that happiness level also. No, have you ever heard in the happiness index? Every country has been given a happiness index. When you are searching for various subjects, 2-3 things I will tell you. One is Transparency International, TI. If you put TI, if you put it, you will get Transparency International, which gives the amount of corruption in each country. There is a grading has been given. Our rating is very bad. Lower than that, there are only Pakistan, Afghanistan, Burma, Bangladesh only, nothing else. And there are countries like, New Zealand, Scandinavian countries, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Finland, even Bhutan, etc. Fantastic position they are having. And their happiness index also is very high. Least corruption. And the people are principled. And the people, their happiness index is also going very high. That happiness index is something which is very important, which makes you physically also healthy. Why I am telling this is, your all physical incomfort are because of disease. You know what is disease? Dis-ease. That is called disease. Lack of easiness is disease. Lack of easiness is disease. This disease, almost all diseases, the root cause becomes the mental worry. From that only it goes. Why I am telling that happiness index also is important. That happiness index we get from the ecosystem, what we are living, the ecosystem, the natural systems, and what protect us, the life system in the planet Earth. The planet has been so designed and made with the Creator by various ingredients, various topography, with up and down hills and forest, trees, creatures, plants, rivers, water bodies, sea, mountain. All these things have got a specific role. With this role only life is maintained in the planet. And if you open up to another for the development, for increasing the luxury, if you are going to have the development, this will get discharged. Why I am telling this as a very important thing is, all scientists, 2 things I told you should be careful and responsible. Environmental protection. Nature should not be abused. The ecological system prevailing in our planet Earth should be protected. It should be respected. It should be preserved as a great gift of the Creator. Second point is, while making use of the scientific achievements, do in an ethical way. I don't know whether in school now there is a subject called ethics. Moral science, we can also call as a moral science. I remember in Loyola school, when my boys are there, etc., and there are Christian students, boys, and non-Christian boys. For Christian boys, on a particular period, there will be one Christianity, something, that's a class. For all others, they give the moral science. It was an excellent system of the moral science teaches a lot of things. That is very, very important. That is why I told, understand ethics. What is ethical? What is unethical? Unethical things we should not use. The science achievements can be used for an ethical or unethical thing. Big rockets, PSLV, GSLV, Mars 3, etc. we people are making, and we are using it for launching a satellite in the orbit for getting useful data for the common man, for making our life more comfortable. But the same rocket, instead of satellite, you attach a weapon there, it will become a destructive power. It depends how you make use of that device. Why? The cell phone is a wonderful invention by the science. Wonderful invention by the science. And you know how useful it is for contacting people for many purposes. But in what dirty manner and unethical manner people make use of it. See, this is the problem of the scientific achievements if you are not properly used in the better way. See, microwave, the invention of the microwave was a wonderful achievement. We have it. All your wireless systems, and the first thing was radio. See, in the electronic equipments in my childhood, the radio was a wonder, especially the transistor radio. Transistor radio, when the songs and all other things are news, it was a great wonder. That was the first common electronic device which has come to the life, to the society. Now the microwave has taken a wonderful system and everything has become remote. And you never stand up from the seat at all for controlling your fan, controlling your AC, your channel changing, volume increasing, everything through your remote, you will do it. Same microwave system, the terrorist also is using for keeping a bomb in a particular vehicle or somewhere hidden, and from maybe about half a kilometer away, he just uses the microwave, trigger it, and then blast it. So this is very important. So two things I have told. Lot of scientific achievements we make use for improving the quality of life, improving the comfort level, and now while we are on increasing the comfort level, we should also think of ethical way of making use of it. Don't go for an unethical way. And the environmental protection should be the prime criteria in making use of the scientific achievements. Now, before I conclude, I also wanted to touch you something not connected to the science and technology alone, but for the society it is required. There is another book by Dr. Kalam. That is another interesting book he has told. This is Pathways to Greatness. Pathways to Greatness. How you can become great. Mahatma, see, pathways, there are certain pathways where you can achieve the greatness. And he has some tip in every profession, a teacher, a doctor, an advocate, an engineer, or a businessman, a politician, etc. In what way he can attain the greatness, by his style of behavior and your style of approach to the problems and helping mentality and etc. Some one or two things, and he has told. I think here, Kuti, has told in the beginning life skills. I just wanted to touch something on the life skills. Skill development also is a part. For getting greatness, attaining the status of greatness, skill development is a very important thing. One is communication skill. I think without my telling, you can understand the importance of the communication skill, which you should practice from the very childhood. You see, read all subjects and you may think, communication skill I can read later when it is required. Don't postpone it. While you are interacting with any person, what is inside your mind, what you wanted to convey to another person, is a great skill. It's a great skill because the language, the words, all these things have limitations. It depends on how fast we get an apt word in our tongue and how nicely, with an excellent body language, we are going to transfer to the things. That is one is communication skill. Second is social skill. Social skill is how you deal with a fellow being surrounding you. Maybe your family members, father, mother, sister, brother, or a friend in the school, or maybe when you are employed, whom you are meeting in the day-to-day affairs. How best, how nicely, how lovingly you behave and how much you are liked by others, how much you are acceptable. See, in success and winning, when a person is getting assessed, his assessment, the main criteria is his acceptability factor or likability factor. How much people like him. That is why, everybody likes Kalam. That was his nature. He is so likable to each and every person. How the likability or acceptability improves, that is because of your nature of behavior. Your nature of behavior and your way of talking, your expressions, your way of smiling, your body language, all these things should be supportive and acceptable to others also. That requires a certain amount of transformation. Transformation for converting from your original nature to a slightly different nature which will be more conducive and acceptable for others. But transformation is possible. So what happened is, in a teamwork, especially in an organization, when you are going to work, how much you are liked by others, you have to adjust to many things. Especially in the society, a lot of type of people are there. They all may have different way of knowledge, different way of talking, everything. So once you have the mentality to adjust to the people, mingle with the team as a coherent team, that is one of the better life skill. So I told one is communication skill, another is the social skill. Kalam told you another thing is you should be a proud Indian. Wherever you go and work for education or profession, whatever it is, be proud on our country. Be a proud Indian. See, our country, though, have not come in par with the many other developed countries, still our country has got a lot of credit, a lot of plus points, which others not having. Have you ever thought India, like India, there is no other country in the world which is blessed with the natural resources. The Creator has lavishly given the natural resources plenty to us. And our country is the diversity, differences. No other country in the world may have this much religions, this much languages, this much culture difference. The way of talking, the way of eating, the way of moving, everything is different. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, if you say, what a kind of difference. In spite of all these differences, we have the unity. That is called unity in diversity. And even now, it is a Pakka democratic country. And you should also understand one thing. The economic growth of China is far higher than India. But do you like to have a Chinese man to be in China? You ask anybody, nobody likes it. Absolutely, there is no freedom of expression there. There is only one party, ruling party, no opposition party. So the ruling party decides and they execute things. Our country is not like that. Here freedom may be more. I often feel, the freedom here is unlimited. That is our problem. Here, you can call chief minister or prime minister as a dog, cat, donkey, all these things you can put it. Such a freedom. Is it required? That much freedom whether it is required? That is the reason we don't want to become a China. Whatever may be their economic prospects and how technologically they have advanced, etc., we don't want to become a part of such a country where the people are treated like slaves. So our country is unique, unity in diversity, the highest democratic country, and every time when a parliament election is going on in our country, you know, people from all over the world very eagerly look whether the system will work perfectly. Every time the system perfectly work. So we be a proud Indian. Last thing I wanted to tell you is, after that, you know, we will have the discussion thing. You are all reading and learning. I told in the beginning, your dreaming should be connected with the thought process. The thought process will be effective only if your mental screen is full of information. That information you get it from through the sensing organs. First thing you should do is keep your sensing organs extremely sharp. Sensing organs should be very sharp. Not just like seeing, but take it inside. Not just hearing alone. Just absorb it. And any other things also. You take a smell, immediately what happened? The informations, whatever has been gathered in the hard disk of the mind there, in the brain. When a new information comes, compare with it and see whether that is why once you know a smell, if there is a jasmine flower is there, if you know the smell, from after so many years, when the smell is there, you immediately say, yes, it is a jasmine. It is by retrieval and comparing with the system. This is done by the mind. A fantastic arrangement is there. So it all depends on how sharply you make use of our sensing organs and catch the items and store in your mind. And the more your information is there, more you are rich. So learning, I talked about learning. What for we learn? Let me ask a question. What for we learn? We are all learning for earning. Nothing more. It is very plain. Truth, very plain truth. We are all earning for getting a good job, and we should get remuneration, salary, perks, allowance, and we want to enjoy the life. It should be like that. Learning and earning. But once you start earning, don't stop learning. That is another problem. Many people, you know, once you get a job and you get a monthly salary, etc., then after that, this book will not be opened. No, it will not be opened. No. It's a lifelong affair. Lifelong affair is the learning. Reading and learning should be a lifelong affair. I'll share my experience with you. You know, after I have not read life science after 10th class. Because we went for physics, chemistry, mathematics, engineering, like that. Life science, I mean biology. Biology, I have not read anything after 10th class. And then we got a rocket and I was reading for only space technology, concentrating, no other subjects. No other subject. But now after coming to Chief Minister, there is no syllabus for my subject. That is the problem. Because whatever paper comes to him, he marks. It may be anything. Now I have become an expert in the plant science and life science. Because of, you know, so much agricultural systems, gardens, medicinal plants, like that, plenty of system, even institutes, virology institute, lot of things we have to read it. Don't think at the age of 70 I am able to read and understand. So there is no restriction for it. Continuously go on learning. Even after learning also you continue the learning. So learning, I told, and the second is earning. Now one more important thing is returning. What do you mean by returning? Whatever you earn, you keep a portion of that, return to the society for the benefit of those people who are not fortunate enough like us to enjoy all these comforts and privileges. That is the last word. Learning, earning, and returning. So that returning gives lot of mental happiness to you. You will not lose any money from that by returning. Whatever returning, whatever dhanam, whatever charity, whatever help you do it, that will give you abundance of mental happiness, and you will become so big and become great. Like the pathways to greatness, this is one of the last thing. With this, I conclude my talk. I think I'm in right 1 hour I have taken. Okay, now it is open for questions. Questions you can ask in Malayalam also if you want. If anybody finds it a bit difficult, but you should try to talk in English always. Yeah. Over, Kuti.
Thanks, Shajil Marsh. It's a privilege for our students and all of us present here to listen to such a great, not talk, a message from a highly accomplished scientist on science and technology for society. Normally, our students would have expected a science technology related talk from Mr. Chandradathan, because he is known for developing solid propellant, continuously innovating its efficiency and its result in making PSLV a successful vehicle, bringing out GSLV. And I have immense happiness for Chandradathan Saab for accepting our invitation and coming here. As he said, we are known for long friends. I have known the kind of contribution made by Mr. Chandradathan to Indian space program, not only by being the leader, the director of 3 big centers, but technology, proving the technology and making it very helpful for using the common man. Professor Sarabhai's vision, transforming his vision into practice, the kind of contributions made by Dathan is highly laudable, highly laudable. I have experienced it. Even 2 years back, I happened to see very happily Mr. Dattan and Mrs. Dattan at Sriharikota, where PSLV C-42 was getting launched, and the chairman ISRO had invited my two students, Abhinand from Calicut and Singhu from Bangalore. So when I accompanied them to Sriharikota, I happily saw many of my friends and Mr. and Mrs. Dattan as well. I went and spent little good time with him. At that time, he was as he was the lord of the place of Sriharikota, but he was a guest there at that time, and I could see the difference in him, the way he was ruling that particular island and the way he was enjoying the island and the result of his good work. Now I only see the happiness index which was mentioned here. Its significance is very, very high. Ethical, unethical, comfort of society. These kind of messages have a great impact in the minds of young students here. I know they have taken it in the right spirit, and they know, and I know that Srijan Pal Singh, a student of his quality, a student of his ability, leaving aside exceptionally bright offer from the campus of IIM Ahmedabad, going to work with, spend time with, spend life with Kalam. That too when he was not in power. If he had gone when he was a president, one could have thought in a different context. But even when he was away from the presidency and spent his best of his lifetime with Kalam. So these are all things which we cannot learn or understand from our academic pursuits, learning science, learning technology, learning social science and all that. These are all things which are taught in the life. So this session is very unique one. We never had a session of this variety, and I was not quite sure how this session would be enjoyed by the students, would be absorbed by the students, would be taken to their life by the students. But now I convinced that the time spent here over an hour has been a very, very, very purposeful, useful, and I thank immensely my friend Mr. Dattan for accepting our invitation and spending an excellent time and sending message to our students. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And we wish to see you when the pandemic is over. We wish to see you again in Calicut, and our students will have an opportunity to listen to you, to see you, to touch you and feel you. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Myself, Lisa Sigit from NIT Calicut, sir. Sir, it was an enthusiastic message given in a very, very simple language to us. It was not a talk or a class or anything of that sort. Which, we
Can you slightly tilt your camera? Not able to see you. Yeah. Better. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So when I listened to the lecture, I thought it will be a purely VSSC model of things happening there, because I was not very, very much not having any much knowledge in that area. So normally I used to keep quiet in these type of lectures. But when it is going on, sir, slowly, we were also moving along with you in the way where suitable examples were cited, right from the wheels. You have explained everything in very simple, lucid language, sir. Even a little one of my 9th standard girl is with me. My daughter is with me. She was also enjoying the talk. So it was very fantastic, sir. And what all you mentioned here, it is needed for the current generation, sir. So I gratefully acknowledge your presence over here in this lecture series, and for the very apt message which you had given us. It is not only for the student community, it is for the elderly also. How we have to change ourselves to the present need of the hour. That was very, very nicely explained. And I congratulate you, sir, and all the best wishes, sir. As Kuti sir rightly mentioned, your presence after the pandemic time, it's needed in Calicut also. We wanted to have a talk with you, sir. Not online, offline also. We need your presence and blessings, sir. And I think all the students, they might have having the same opinion as myself and Kuti sir or Sajil sir is having, sir. It was very wonderful, sir. I enjoyed the thing, and once again, sir, all the best wishes in your work.
Dr. Lisa Srijit is from your discipline, chemistry, and she is doing a lot of fantastic work in petroleum from plastic. Lot of work she has, fantastic work she has done in that area, and she is known for it. Her papers are very well acknowledged in that. And sir, her department and some of her colleagues have helped some students of 9th standard to do projects there for weekends when before the pandemic time, and so many students have benefited great deal, spending lot of days in the department and working on their own projects. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me. So it was a wonderful session. We enjoyed a lot, and it is a little bit more than a technical session. It's more ethical, and it's really important for all of us, for all students and our youngsters. So for handling the question session today, we have our student Abhiram TP. He's a Ul Spacecraft Club member, and he was the same guy that you were mentioning about the display picture of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And as per my knowledge, he's designing some satellite. He's trying to design a satellite which is based on the rocket system SSLV, which he is trying to develop that project. And I would like to invite Abhiram TP to handle the question and session. Abhiram, over to you.
Sir, before Abhiram comes, I just want to say, since Varun has mentioned this, we had this Varun who spoke just now, and one Bharat Srijit who made a project report for improving the efficiency of PS2 and presented it to Director VSSC last year. And now Abhiram, this boy, is an excellent boy on space. His knowledge is very, very wide for that level of his study, and he's doing a lot of innovative things. And this is what he's also working on about space. So just wanted to give a little Please
Hello, sir.
proceed, Varun. Please.
Okay. Okay, sir. Am I audible and visible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Kuti sir, Varnatan and Shajil sir. Honorable Dattan sir, Kuti sir, and other scientists and teachers and my dear friends. Now I am very happy to, excuse me. I am very happy to handle today's Q&A session because our today's speaker is Honorable Dattan sir. As all of us know, he is scientific advisor of Honorable Chief Minister, and also he was director of VSSC, SDSC, and LPC. Thank you, sir, for such an interesting and attractive session. Thanks for your time for us. Now we all are in a trap which made by a devastating disease, but a golden dawn of happiness is waiting for us. Let us pray for it. Our today's session was titled as Science and Technology for Society. Through this session, our Honorable Dattan sir made a clear idea of the future of science and how will it. Yes, the future of science is in our hands. But what we are doing? It is a big question. But our society is working against science. Science is for the development of life. We need science and technology to build a better society. In the early stage of COVID, our Kerala faced a big problem. Many counterfeit doctors sell fake drugs to the poor for their profit. You know, these people said that these drugs will work against COVID-19 for their own selfish gain. We must remember that all this is in Kerala, which is 100% literate. This is how society thinks and acts. This is a fact. It is in this context that we understand the value of science. We even run this class now with the help of science. What's more, even our daily lives are in the hands of science. As you can see, there's a specs on my face. I buy this to protect my eyes from digital devices like smartphone, laptop in this digital era. This is also a product of science. Okay, we must follow pure science. The science is a big ocean. It can give us a lot of knowledge. Sorry, sir, time is very precious. And also, as Dattan sir mentioned, science has a dark side. Atomic bomb and biological war are the main products of that dark side. Time is really precious. I am gonna my duty. Let us move to Q&A session. Sir, the first. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Oh, sure, sir.
Yeah. I just sorry, I was 2 minutes. I was occupied. Please tell. All right.
Sir, can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, the first question is from Vaibhav Pradeep. Pradeep, he's a 5th standard student. Okay. Sir, the question of Vaibhav is, I think he has 2 questions. The first question is, how space help in solving energy crisis in the future?
Okay. I actually, even without the question coming, I have touched that subject. That's what I told. It was Dr. Kalam's vision also. We should have power satellites. Power satellites means satellites which can deliver power continuously to Earth by way of launching and positioning a series of satellites called power satellites with a antenna type system facing the sun. See, now next year we are going to have an Aditya Mission. The purpose of Aditya Mission is to study in depth about the corona of sun. That means how much close we can go. What will be the surrounding temperature, up to what place we can safely position a satellite, and what is the composition of the gases and vapors surrounding the near places of sun. These things are all giving lot of input for positioning power satellite. So if you are able to position power satellites and able to transmit the power, transport the power from there to Earth by method of laser technique or microwave technique, etc., then we can convert that solar power to electricity. This is a conceptual idea. People are working. At least for the last 15 years, US and Japan people are all working on it. And they have up to 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer distance, etc. The powerless, wireless transfer they have successfully done. That's what the report says. If we are able to make this system operational with economically, cost also should be reasonable with respect to the other method of energies. There will be a marvelous breakthrough in the area of generation of power, because this abundance of power available, solar power, is permanent. It will not be by even with million years, it will not be totally exhausted. It will be available, but the technology is to be developed. That is one thing very promising. Second thing also is there, the presence of helium in other planets and other satellites, etc. If you are going to have it, the helium is a very, very powerful source of chemical for making energy. That is also another thing. So these are the two ways which I remember now where the space technology can help in making alternate power. Okay. Second question.
Sir. Okay, sir. I will ask it now. The second question from Vaibhav is, sir, what changes are likely to be made to the rockets in the future in order to reduce environmental pollution?
Environmental pollution, when you are talking, the rockets use propellant. You know that propellant, the word propellant, have you heard? Rocket propellant. Propellant is the energetic chemical material we are using in the rocket for giving power to the push thrust, we call it. The force required for lifting the rocket to the upper atmosphere is given by burning chemicals inside the rocket chamber and creating hot high pressure gases, which is allowed to pass through a small opening called throat, nozzle throat, and because of the reaction force only it goes. The word propellant you should remember. Generally, in all vehicles in the earth, we use fuel. Petrol is a fuel, kerosene is a fuel, diesel is a fuel. We use fossil fuel for burning. But no fuel will burn without oxygen. Oxygen is a must for burning fuel. Here we don't give oxygen for any of the fuel here because oxygen is plenty available in the atmosphere. In the car or bus, truck, etc., we don't keep any oxygen cylinder, not required. Because when the combustion starts ignited, when the spark with the ignition starts, the required oxygen is sucked from the air and it burns. But in the case of rocket, it is not like that. When it goes to the upper atmosphere, beyond about 50, 60, 70 kilometers, there is no oxygen, there is no air available, there is no oxygen. So we have the required amount of oxygen for burning the fuel, we call combustion. For combustion of the fuel also to be loaded along with the fuel. So the combination of fuel and oxygen together is called propellant. It can be solid shape, it can be liquid shape or cryogenic, where gases like hydrogen and oxygen are compressed to high pressure and cooled for making liquids. Now your question is, one pollution what happens to the environment is by the exhaust of the propellant, especially solid propellant, in which is my field of specialization. The solid propellant exhaust makes harmful gases like chlorine. The major oxidizer is ammonium perchlorate. that contains a lot of chlorine. So the gases coming out of the exhaust of the rocket, which is like smoke, what you are seeing, contains hydrogen chloride and chlorine gases, which is harmful to the thing. But the only satisfaction is by the time it comes, the rocket goes very high. So the quantum of gases spreading to the Earth's surface is very minimum by the time it escapes. But still it is a pollution. But the best propellant in that way is cryogenic propellant. Cryogenic propellant fuel is hydrogen and oxidizer is liquid oxygen. These together, when the combustion takes place, the products coming out of this is only water. It is very, very harmless. So the cryogenic propellant does not give any pollution or environmental damage to system, and more cryogenic propellants are coming. Okay, now one more pollution is there, that is called the debris in the orbits, in the space. Lot of debris are forming there in the space. The things, not only satellite, the last stage of the rocket, in the case of PSLV, the fourth stage. The fourth stage rocket goes up to the orbit. Once it reaches the orbit, only from the fourth stage rocket, the satellite is ejected out. By a mechanism, it is being ejected to the, by a pushing to the orbit. So the leftover without propellant, or if the propellant is there, they will burn off. That fourth stage, empty fourth stage also is rotating in the orbit for quite some time. Maybe for 1 year, 1 or 2 years, it will orbit. That becomes a debris. And any satellite which is dead means it has served its useful life and life is over, no more propellant there for giving power. So the battery would have already damaged. So that damaged or died satellites, that also becomes a debris. These debris will be rotate and rotate for some more time, and later it may get disintegrated and then fall down. While falling it down, the one advantage is these pieces, once it is passing through the atmosphere, the frictional forces of the air will be so high that the heat generated by the frictional forces will eat away. It will burn completely before reaching the earth. It will almost 99% of the system will burn. But the debris, now there is a committee, international committee called the Debris Management Committee, and we have 2, 3, 4 permanent members in the committee, and they assess after very periodically. I think they are meeting once in 2 weeks or something, and video conference they do, and they find out what are the number of debris, they count, and the exact location where they are, even the size means 10 centimeter, just like your magic cube. Bigger than that size, they count and tell how many numbers are all there orbiting in which thing. This is also, to certain extent, is an environmental pollution. These are the 2 things major. Of course, there are other minor pollution also. It comes if we are not properly utilizing the leftover and the balance items. As in the scientific field, as a chemical engineer, and earlier madam was telling, from plastic, they are making petroleum, or diesel or petrol, etc. they are making. Plastic is a wonderful invention of the science. But very unfortunately, we make use of the plastic in the most unscientific and indisciplined manner. Plastic has become a nuisance. Throwing it wherever we want, Otherwise, plastic is the most useful item for it. You just imagine purchasing milk in a bottle and returning the bottle and washing it, drying, and again putting and getting milk in the cover. How convenient it is there. But at the same time, that milk cover, plastic cover, you should not throw to the roads. You simply wash it and put it properly so that it can be recycled and reused. There are methods for recycling, etc. Similarly, in the rocketry also, in the space technology also, the leftover items of many things, we should process it, make it neutral, then only we should dispose. Otherwise, all those things will become an environmental pollution. Okay? Over.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then the next question is from Eldo Samvargis. He's really a question factory of UL Space Club webinar. Okay, sir, his question is this. Sir, is there any possibility of using solar in rocket propulsion systems?
Actually, solar power we are using in the satellites already. That is why, once the satellite is launched, the next thing immediately after the launching, satellite successfully separated. Yesterday, you would have given the 17th of the launching, satellite successfully put it into the orbit. After about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, again German has told, yes, I got the news that solar panel has been deployed successfully. The power required for satellites is given by solar panel and a built-in battery. Similarly, a rocket, the solar power, we can thought of it, but it has got certain limitations. Okay, even for satellites, the panel, what is required by unfolding it, to such a thing, it becomes a large area. It makes, and wherever sunlight is available, that solar power, what we are taking by the solar panel of the satellites are used for charging the battery. Similarly, we can, but in rocket, there is a problem of using solar power because system should be as light as possible. Otherwise, the rocket will become heavy. And all materials what we are using in the rocket, these are all light density material, like plastic, aluminum, like that. High strength to weight ratio. We call it material with high strength to weight ratio. And that means strength should be as high as possible and weight should be as low as possible. Composite materials are finding place in the rocketry just because of that. So, solar energy we can, if you say in principle, if you want, we can use it, but it may not be economically with respect to the weight aspect. Okay?
Okay, sir. Let us pray for the future technology to attach a solar panel to the rocket. The next question is from Ruchira Sharma. It's a quite futuristic question. The question is this, in futuristic space exploration missions, will nuclear energy be efficient so as to travel near the speed of light?
Repeat please.
Sure, sir. In futuristic space exploration missions, will nuclear energy be efficient so as to travel near the speed of light?
There are, again, of course, people have already thought of it. People have already done certain developmental work using nuclear energy for powering the rockets and etc. But again, the earlier problem, what we told, one is safety of handling the nuclear power. The shielding requirements, the nuclear power, when we use it, the shielding requirement, the hazard reduction, the protection, what is to be given, etc., become highly important. When we compare the precautionary measures and the protection measures to be taken become an overhead, will overweigh the advantage in many times for the nuclear propulsion. It is called nuclear propulsion. But in some satellites, they have already tried. Nuclear propulsion has been already tried, but not for the launch vehicle because of the reasons what I have told. But in a later stage, they may make it like that. Nuclear energy, with all these kind of protective measures and shielding when it comes, the problem is it becomes very heavy again. See, rocket, one great advantage what we are want is it should get lift off. Actually, in your 3-4 years back, when I came to Calicut with the interaction with the students, I even now remember a question asked by one of the 8th standard student. Putti sir may remember one question, these people asked me about 6-7 years back, I think, earlier. They asked a question, you people, we have seen in the TV and the rocket launching, you people are all sitting in the console with the white coat and everything. And while counting down to 0, the moment the rocket lifts off, you all people clap your hands. I told, yes, we all do. Sir, let me ask a very question. It has only just lifted off. What an amount of travel it has to go for launching the satellite. But how you can clap as if everything is successful, etc., by lifting it up? That was a question asked by an 8th standard. Fantastic question. I have told this question to many places. It was in Ul Spacecraft only in the beginning period. His question is, just as the smoke has come, rocket has got lifted up. And you all people clapping your hands with a lot of joy, thinking that everything is over and the launch is successful. But I answered him, as far as we are concerned, the amount of effort we have put it in the launch pad, as far as we are concerned, lifting off is the toughest job for a rocket from the launcher. That lifting off is not a very simple thing. And don't think the lifting off is by the Diwali cracker. It doesn't go that fast. It moves so sluggish, like a heavy man, sitting on a chair and he is trying to stand up. That speed only the rocket is getting lifted up. That is the greatest thing in a launch. Once it is lifted off, the hurdle, the greatest hurdle, the difficult thing is already over. It is leaving the launcher. Suppose it got ignited and it is not leaving the launcher, that area will be only ash. Within no time, the whole facility, launcher, everything will be out. That is why we are putting. Now, we are coming to your question. What was your question? Question was, can you just repeat?
Oh, sure, sir.
Your question, you repeat the question.
Okay, sir. I think she asked that can we use the nuclear
No.
for the...
Just after that. After that, there was a question you asked.
Okay, sir.
Nuclear thing I have answered. You asked another question.
Oh, okay, sir. Sure, sir. Okay, the next question is from Arya Raj. I will ask a question. Her question is this: society and science have deep relationship, but sometimes we met with non-scientific approach of society. I mean, still most people are believing astrology, which is baseless prediction. How can we solve the problem, sir?
One of the beautiful question, wonderful question, and a question which I love so much in many forums when I have gone there. Simple thing, your question is, you great scientist making rocket, satellites and launching, etc. You take a model of your satellite and rocket, go to Tirupati and make a puja and all other things, pray and sashtangam, you fall down and pray everything to the God, then only you come and launch. Is it scientific? Is it scientific or unscientific? So why should people light a lamp or pray before doing a major thing, etc.? Am I correct? This is the question. Or a scientist can go to temple and pray, or a scientist can believe God or not. This is the question. Doubt. Am I correct?
I think so, sir.
Okay. This is what in my talk in the original things I told about mental happiness. Mental happiness is something like willpower. You when you ask the question, you don't change your photo. You see, when you are asking question and interacting, don't change it. Otherwise, I will not have the contact link. So keep it like that. So why should, when we are going for an admission or a college or etc., you go to your uncle or father or grandpa, etc., you go and namaskaram, we do it and put it like this and get the blessings. What for? Why should you learn well and go for the exam and everything? Why should you, before going, you should go to him and grandpa or grandmother and get their blessing by touching their feet and doing namaskaram? Why should they? Is there anything? Is it funny? Unnecessarily? No. You get a divine kind of pleasure by giving respect to an elderly person and getting the blessings, and your mind says, if I go with his or her blessings, I will do a wonderful job today. Your mind says. That is called willpower. Okay? Every human being thinks there is a God. The God can be in any shape, or it can be a belief, or it can be inside your conscience. But that feeling of some great superpower which controls the total nature, the life, the systems, everything in the planet, a superpower exists, we believe. Somebody says there is no superpower, I am the God, and etc. That is also is there. But the basic thing you should understand is, for any work you are doing, executing a duty or a work, unless your mind is in a peaceful, calm way, happy mood, your work will not be a perfect work. Let me ask a simple question. The morning you had a quarrel with your father or mother or elder brother, and you came out with a disturbed mind. The whole day is spoiled. You go to the school with the friends, etc. You will not be able to make jokes with them. You will not be able to play with them. You will not be able to concentrate on the class because your mind is disturbed. So for doing any good job, executing any work, or getting a successful output, your mind should be calm and quiet and peaceful. Praying and going to God and lighting a lamp and standing there, with the full meditation is method of keeping the mind cool and happy. Before going for any attempt, if you do that, your willpower increases tremendously. When you are with a powerful, strong, peaceful mind, your output, your physical strength will get multiplied. That is the thing. This is only physical, another is spiritual. And I can tell you some more things, because this particular subject I have read a lot and I have a class for the people called Synergy of Mind and Body. Mind and body are two different things. Your output becomes so high and you become successful in all our attempt when there is a synergy place between the body and the mind. That means your mind should be under your control. That should be there. But for that, some people will go to a temple where the shape of the God will be in the stone or in wood or concrete or metal, whatever it is. And wherever you go, while you are praying to a God, you close your eyes. Why you close your eyes? Because you are not seeing the bimbam. You are not seeing the statue. Your inner mind is concentrating on a power. While do and pray for some time, you get a divine boosting of your willpower. People after continuous effort, need not to go there also. Now, during COVID period, nobody went to temple. We all prayed in the home. That means God is in the mind. God is the conscience. It is inside your mind. And if you can take a few minutes every day, giving jhana or meditation with the God or power whom you believe, your willpower will come up fast. So the lesson is astrology and etc. You forget about. These are all things, and there are superstitious andhavishwasam. There are a lot of andhavishwasam is there. People with this kind of explanation should cut short the andhavishwasam and everything. But at the same time, If you derive an amount of mental happiness, tranquility, and pleasure by doing certain method of praying, that method of praying will change from person to person. Do it, continuously do it. At the same time, if you can make yourself understand the God is inside me and every power has been given to me, and my mind should be made very powerful without wandering here and there, with the full concentration when I am doing a job. If that quality can be attained, called self-meditation, there is nothing more than that. Until that, if you are not able to put it, and if you feel I will get the peace of mind, mental power only by going to a temple, don't stop. Don't criticize those people who are God believing, because they derive a mental pleasure. That's all. So scientists can also go to God. They can also do nircha. They can also do puja, because they derive a kind of power for doing things successfully. Over.
Okay, thank you, sir. This is a very valuable question. Sorry, a valuable answer. So the next question is from my side. So, do you think that our delay in allowing the privatization of the space sector has slowed down the growth of our space sector?
Actually, that is a question Kuti would have answered, because he was the man, who was in the headquarters, all these kind of policy decisions, once upon a time, long back, he was the person doing all these kind of policy decisions. It's a government policy decision. See, NASA, what happened? In the world, NASA was the most powerful space organization. They made, just like our transport shuttle services, they have made shuttle services for taking people to space, human things, etc. They did a fantastic thing. Now, it's not private. Who, the other man, bigger man, Elon Musk, he is doing with the Spaces Corporation, he is doing everything. With the support of NASA. You don't think that man, is an engineer. Elon Musk is an engineer. The electric vehicle and everything. He has started making this capsule rocket and everything not alone. It is because of the intelligence and knowledge, voracious knowledge support from NASA engineers. Lot of engineering support has been given to him. The team working is also there. Here also in ISRO, privatization means more private people, not government employees. More private entrepreneurs and people will be allowed to work with the close contact of the ISRO scientists. Why? They will learn more things by closely working for few years. And investment, when the government is finding difficulty for investing more and more finance, money for this kind of activities, the private parties will also contribute to investment, like Elon Musk, what he has done, Spaces Corporation. And the sharing of knowledge from the existing scientists and engineers, technologists in ISRO will share the ideas. More number of people will be trained to do the work. Let's say, as government invests, everything in the government invests. Even now, this privatization is practicing for the last 30 years we are doing. See, the rockets, whatever we are flying, that body system, everything is made by somebody else, some private industries. L&D, Vachandanagar Industries, Godrej, all these people are only making it. That means it's a private participation existing even now, not a new thing. Now what government is going to add is, if somebody wants to bring a satellite and launch in our Sriharikota launch, permitted. Even now foreign satellites are permitted there. From almost 40 different countries, people are coming by satellites. They make use of our total facility, they pay for it, and they launch it. So there is nothing wrong in it. But only thing is, there should be clear-cut, written down rules, regulations, and procedures. That's all. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. The another question is from. Okay, sir. The balance question we will ask through any other medium, sir. Okay, let me move to the vote of thanks. I think Damodaran sir is present now. Isn't it, Shajil sir? Hi, sir. Over.
Thank you, Sajid. Now, set respectful regards to Dattan sir. Sir, I was with special projects in ISRO headquarters. You may remember.
Not audible. Not audible.
So can you hear me now?
Now okay.
Yeah, sir. My respectful regards to you, sir. I am Jairam. I was with special projects ISRO headquarters. Your strategic projects there. Sir, actually, we all should have a standing ovation for Dattan sir for the most enlightening, thoughtful, thought-provoking, and great message that he has conveyed to the students, sir. So it was so nice, and it is very apt actually. Whatever messages you conveyed, and going by your own words, if you go by the happiness quotient, this is the best seminar that I think in the terms of happiness the people who have and students would have enjoyed. So once again my great respects to you, sir. It was very purposeful, and I enjoyed a lot. In fact, I am feeling very much rejuvenated by your talk, sir. Thank you very much.
Just 1 second, Datan Saab. Jairam was in MCF Hasan as a satellite controller, in kind of satellites, and then he moved to ISRO headquarters in special projects, working with Geeta Varadhan initially, and later with Varun, isn't it? That was. Then he retired from ISRO headquarters and then settled in Calicut, which has been a very big blessing for.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Yeah. Am I audible? Okay. As Jaraman has rightly pointed out, I also want to make a statement that my happiness index has increased very much by spending about 2 hours with you people here. So, and I was so happy to listen that his happiness index has increased. Anyway, my case is very clear.
See, it is so mutual. It is so mutual and so nice.
Thank you. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Shajil Marsh, just can I interrupt for a minute? Why don't you announce our next week program, Shajil Marsh? No. No, you can go ahead. You can please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Kuti, can I make a move now? Can I make a move?
Yeah. Shajil Marsh, can you finish in a minute, please, Shajil Marsh? Uh, uh, in a minute, please.
Sir,
Are you
am I
there?
audible and visible?
Yeah, you are.
First of all, good evening to all. We have conducted about 30 sessions. So I have attended all the sessions, all the 30 sessions, and in each and every session, I got new and new or more knowledge about space science. And today's session was taken by Padmashri M. Chandradathan sir on a very valuable topic, that is science and technology for society. In a present situation, science and technology are confined to only scientists or any businessmen. We use science-based products, and most of the science, major aspects of science like space, astronomy are not common to our society, and even they are using it, they didn't know about it. So we, the students, could attend these types of classes, and we can make them aware about how not only in the present situation people only know about phone is a scientific equipment which is a part of a hard work by someone. Similarly, all the other aspects like space, astronomy, satellite, and all these are also useful for us in the same way as the other equipments like phone, etc. are useful. So I first of all I thank Mr. Padmashri Chandradathan sir for his valuable talk, and it was very informative, and it's a sort of interesting and a different topic. He touched all the aspects of this topic in a short period of time. And I also thank all the coordinators of UL Space Club, and also my friends who are the coordinators of UL Space Club. So thank once of all, thank you to all.
Datan Saab, thank you very much. So nice of you. We'll meet again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
It's already possible in the chat window. You can use that link to access the UL Space Quiz session 30. And as Shel sir already announced, we have 31st session in next week. And all of you are requested to attend the quiz. And you will be having a prize for first 3 places. And also, we are planning a separate program for the quiz winners. So please try to attend the quiz Please don't miss it.
So thank you very much, Varun and Shajil Mash and Jairam and all of you, Adil, everybody. So nice. So kindly permit me to